Ons gesels vanoggend met die nuut aangestelde kommersiële bestuurder van Bakwena Platinum, Kganyago, en ons vind uit wat sy planne vir die jaar is. So good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, Mr. Kganyago, let's just first of all focus a little bit on your previous work experience.
I'm a civil engineer by training, graduated at the University of Cape Town in 2001. And I've been in government for the last 17 years. So I bring with me wealth of experience, not only in engineering, but in government. As Bakwena, we are working on a public asset, the N1 and N4. It's a government road. So that wealth of experience will stand me in good state.
I think one of the most important questions is what are some of the most important plans that you have with the N1, N4 highway?
Coming over to Bakwena from Sanral, occupying the position of commercial manager, the first task that I undertook was to present to the board the need to change. The environment that we're living in right now is different from the environment in which the concession contract was signed in 2001. The political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal challenges or factors have changed and all have an impact on us as Bakwena. So the commercial strategy takes into account the successes that Bakwena has had over the last 17 years and also looks forward to the remainder of the concession contract, taking into account all the factors that we have to deal with and the environment in which we operate.
So it is a challenging process.
It is a challenging process. It's a journey that we are undertaking. And fortunately, I have the backing of our CEO. I have the backing of our board to be able to undertake this process. The strategy is underpinned or supported by various elements, one being transformation. As you know, transformation is big in South Africa. In 2001, when the concession contract was signed, the BE legislation was not even yet enacted. And even the political dynamics have changed. And there are also other requirements that are placed upon us by society. So we have to adapt with the changes, and the commercial strategy takes all of these factors into account.
How often should the highways be upgraded or maintained?
Roads, maintaining a road is like maintaining a car. Periodically, you have to service, like a car, you have to service or maintain the road. We have a road rehabilitation and upgrade strategy, which is part of the bigger asset preservation strategy. So, and as part of that, routine road maintenance play a critical role. We have an operator who's responsible for routine road maintenance of the road. So at any given time, there's grass cutting that needs to be done. There's potholes that need to be patched whenever they occur. So all of those are critical to maintaining the road.
Ons gaan nou weer verder hierdie gesprek voortsit.
Dan gaan ons voort met vanoggend se gesprek met die nuut aangestelde kommersiële bestuurder van Bakwena Platinum, Kganyago, en ons vind so 'n bietjie uit wat sy planne vir hierdie jaar is met betrekking tot die paaie. So thanks again for joining us this morning. I want to ask you, how often do you find roads that haven't been upgraded or maintained properly to be the main cause of accidents in South Africa?
In South Africa, in general, if you look at the road accident statistics, most of the accidents are caused by road user behavior. Of course, roads do contribute to that. Actually, they contribute about 13% of the accidents, and the large majority is road user behavior.
And so you have referred to some of the main challenges earlier, but would you like to elaborate a little bit more on that?
The challenges facing Bakwena on the N1 and N4 mainly relate to most of the issues that we're not even responsible for. For example, in the Northwest Province, around Bapong, Majakaneng, and Dinokana, closer to the Botswana border, we often encounter protests by communities that live next to the roads, mainly as a result of water shortages in the community. So they've identified roads as a way of getting attention to the authorities. So we've taken a stance that even though we are not a water service authority, provision of water is not our responsibility. It's in our best interest that that issue is resolved. We are currently in discussions with the Northwest Province and the responsible Department of Water and Services, Water and Sanitation, as well as the district municipality to ensure that that issue is resolved. What we've also done with those communities, because initially they would go to the road and start vandalizing infrastructure, burn tires. We've gone to the community and make them understand that burning infrastructure or destroying infrastructure will not assist anyone. So what they have started doing is they go to the road and block the road or protest on the road for a few hours. We then, because we have good relationships with the local or law enforcement authorities, we're able to disperse the crowds within a few hours. And the impact on that is that, as you know, the N4 and N1 are strategic roads in the country. So there's a lot of heavy vehicles moving from South Africa to Botswana and Namibia. In fact, the N4 is part of the Trans-Kalahari corridor, which is a regional corridor, a tripartite arrangement between Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. So the N4 is a key route, not only for the movement of people, but also for the movement of goods within the SADC region. So blocking the road also hampers the economy or affects the economy. And also encounter the same challenges on the N1 around Hammanskraal. There are challenges there as well when it comes to water challenges in the communities as well. So we've adopted the same approach, and that's part of the commercial strategy to have a stakeholder policy that will guide how we interact with all the stakeholders. We are also part of the road incident management system structures in the country. We attend 8 meetings on a quarterly basis at national, provincial, and district municipality level. And currently, as we speak, 2 of my colleagues are in Bloemfontein attending the national meeting.
I must say the toll routes that I've used are really in good conditions. I've never seen a pothole or a bad condition on a toll route that I've used. So I understand that toll fees and the demands for toll fees are there for the reason. I'm not talking about e-toll, I'm talking about toll routes. But I don't think we always understand how much effort and costs are involved in recovering and maintaining roads like that. For instance, take a pothole. What needs to be done when a pothole occurs on a toll route?
I think first we need to understand why potholes occur in the first place. So from an engineering point of view, roads are constructed in layers. So layers of gravel, and the top black surface that we see only serve 2 main purposes. One is to provide a smooth riding surface, and secondly, to prevent, so it also acts as a waterproof layer, preventing water to get to those layers, because once water gets to those layers, then potholes form. And to fix a pothole is not just a matter of getting gravel on the side of the road and chucking it into that pothole, stamping it, and then you are good to go. There's a lot that it takes to repair a pothole. On national roads like the N1 and the N4, like I mentioned earlier, we have routine maintenance contractors, and part of their responsibilities is to ensure that as soon as the pothole occurs, if it does occur, they have to repair that pothole within 24 or 48 hours.
Wow.
So hence you don't see potholes on our road network. But also potholes occur when roads are not maintained properly. So as part of our asset preservation strategy, we know when the roads need maintenance. So
Absolutely.
we maintain roads before they get to the level where it disintegrates and potholes form.
I'm going to have to interrupt you there, but thank you so much for joining us this morning. And all we can say to you is good luck with this new position.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Dit was dan Kganyago, kommersiële bestuurder van Bakwena Platinum.